I want to do a quick compare and contrast between Quicken and Empower, but also Monarch Money. Of course, we are speaking about personal budgeting apps. Okay, so here's the comparison I want you to think about. Let's first start with Quicken. So when you think about Quicken, I want you to think about an app that allows you to actually have a granularity, to have all kinds of details about your financial life. Okay, and the cool thing is that you are able to actually have like you can think of Quicken as an app that's been around for more than 40 years. So that's kind of cool. Actually, they came in business. They started doing business since 1983. So in terms of an app that has a proven track record, we love what Quicken is actually bringing to the table. When you think when you think about Quicken, I want you to think about an app that's very straightforward and easy to use. So nothing really complicated. The UX is fantastic. So user experience. The UI is also very important. It's very straightforward. So the user interface is actually really great. So the cool thing is that when you think about Quicken, I want you to think about what? I want you to think about personal finance. I want you to think about document storage. I want you to think about asset management. I want you to think about business finance, business accounting, and also want to think about. I want you to think about tax planning. That's kind of cool. I mean, when Quicken started like a few years ago, they were actually the app was focused more on personal finance, but lately they actually have actually expanded. So that's kind of cool. So when you think about Quicken, think about ease of use primarily. Very, very important. And it's very easy to generate all kinds of reports about your personal finance, but also your business. Okay, and we are speaking here about banking all the way to spending, all the way to net worth. So you have a lot of flexibility here, and the app actually lets you split receipts across multiple spending categories. So if you did some personal and business shopping on the same trip, you can actually separate those expenses easily. And these features can help you keep your cash flow organized so you can see where your money is going in the first place. So you actually have all kinds of Quicken tiers. You have Simplified by Quicken, which is really the simplified version of Quicken. You also have Quicken Deluxe, and you have Quicken Premier. So it really depends on what kind of features you're looking for. One thing I want to say here is that when you think about Quicken, I want you to think about a tool, an app, a software that really a software tool that's very very flexible. Okay, and and in terms of affordability, you have a pretty decent price too, because Quicken is charging you anywhere from what $36 to $40 per year. So that's about $3 per month. That's kind of cool. And on top of that, you have a free trial possible with Quicken. So you for 30 days you can try out the software and see if you like it. I mean, after Mint got shut down, a lot of folks were actually or were interested in going with Quicken. Now, one thing for sure, Quicken actually has a lot of capabilities, especially when it comes to helping you categorize your cash inflows and cash outflows. Okay, and you are able to do accounting. You are able to do expense tracking. You are able to actually have within Quicken a financial document management process. That's kind of cool. You are able to have invoicing. So if you want to, let's say, if you are a solopreneur, if you have a small business on the side, you can actually have invoicing within Quicken. So that's kind of cool. So overall, when you think about Quicken, what kind of capabilities should you think about? What kind of target audience can you think about? Well, Quicken is actually the best choice for you, or even your business for that matter. If you are on the smaller side, let's say you are a solopreneur, you are a startup, or you are just like a single member LLC, for instance. And so if you have a business, basically you can use a Quicken, but please remember that Quicken is not really a business accounting software tool per se. It is primarily a personal finance software. Okay, and so if you want to use Quicken for your business, make sure you don't have additional employees, and make sure that you're not looking for robust expense tracking. Okay, that's an important element to think about. But on the personal finance side, you'll be really pleased with all the features and capabilities that Quicken has this year, especially when it comes to UX and UI, so user experience and user interface. So Quicken is really great, and again, they've been doing this for 40 years, so that's something. I want to talk to you now about Empower. So when you think about Quicken versus Empower versus Monarch Money, and of course I just finished talking about Quicken. I wanted to talk to you about Empower. So Empower really is, when you think about Empower, I want you to think about a personal finance app, that's for sure. But you also got to think about a robo advisor. So Empower is really sort of navigating the fields of a personal finance, including budgeting, expense tracking, but also investment tracking. Okay, so with a very high account minimum and a higher than average management fees, Empower's robo advisor services are not for those who are just starting out on their investing journey. Rather, the way we look at Empower is that it's actually a robust platform and a tool that allows you to have easy access to helpful financial professionals that are actually designed for mass affluent investors who prefer a higher standard of service. Okay, so you can see right off the bat that the target audience really is pretty strict here. So basically, if you want to use Empower as a personal finance software tool, you really got to have a certain like a certain consequential balance. Okay, if you have $1,000 only in account balance, you're not going to find Empower really useful. So what are the pros and cons here? So on the plus side, you have an excellent retirement planning platform. You have a robust and useful set of free budgeting and portfolio management tools. You have access to live financial planners, and you have the ability through Empower to trade individual stocks. Okay, so think about Empower as primarily an investment app, and also they have ancillary features around budgeting and also portfolio management. But this is primarily an investment app, whereas a Quicken is primarily a personal finance app, so a budgeting app. So what are the cons here? When you think about Empower, what kind of minuses should you think about this year? Well, Empower has a very high 100,000 account minimum for their robo advisor. They do have a high management fees, and the sign up process can be frustrating. So something to really think about. Okay, and so one thing I want to say here is that you have to really understand that Empower actually, like think about Empower as a synthesis between a high-end robo advisor and a budgeting app, which means that you can let the Redwood Shores, California-based company, manage your entire financial life from budgeting all the way to investing. So that's an important element to think about. So when we talk about money management, how does Empower manage your money? Let's have a conversation about that. First of all, I want to say that you got to really fulfill the limit. Okay, $100,000 in terms of asset like disposable assets. Okay, and so if you have that much money, 6 digits to start with, and you are willing to pay higher fees, then basically you can actually gain access to Empower's robo advisor wealth management features. Okay, and so one thing for sure, you have to really understand that Empower is really great in terms of helping you plan a let's say an investment strategy over the long run. For instance, they have like the robo advisor is pretty good, right? Giving you access to all kinds of financial products. So you have stocks, bonds, ETFs, and so on and so forth. But you also have there's a tool within Empower called Personal Strategy. That's actually like a feature that allows you to create a specific investment portfolio for you, depending on your needs and long-term goals. Okay, and the Personal Strategy sort of a feature uses Monte Carlo simulations to test the probability of you meeting your retirement needs. And actually, you have a tool also that employs a combination of low-cost ETFs and potentially some individual stocks and bonds to create a portfolio that actually aims to maximize your returns based on the timeline and amount of risk you are willing to incur. And everything happens through a questionnaire. So what Empower will do is Empower will see your risk aversion, so how risk averse you are or risk taker you are, and based on your answers, will concoct a portfolio for you. But remember that basically there is a high management fee. So the typical expense ratio that you can actually you will be paying somewhere from 1% to 1.5%. So that's of your assets. So that's an important element. But for balances above $1 million, you'll start to see a decrease in fees all the way down to a 0.49% once you hit $10 million. So the higher your balance, the lower the fees. So it is what it is. I want to talk to you now about Monarch Money. So this is the third app I want to review into this conversation. So when you think about Monarch Money, I want you to think about a very robust and capable budgeting app. And what we love about Monarch Money is that they really focus exclusively on budgeting. Okay, I mean, whereas Quicken was actually like navigating the fields of personal finance and business finance, and Empower was actually focusing on investment. Monarch Money actually focuses exclusively on budgeting, okay, and it does a lot of things for you. Basically, for instance, it will sync with your bank accounts, credit cards, loans, and investments, and automatically categorize transactions in your budget. So that's kind of cool. And you have also a wide range of capabilities. You will have the ability to actually have a very granular reports. You also have a set. You have access to a set of customizable tools. So that's kind of cool. And so you might want to think about the Monarch Money if you are willing to pay a little extra for in-depth financial insights, okay? And so that's kind of cool. So what are the pros and cons here? Well, as I said a little earlier, actually, Monarch actually does a great job in terms of automatically syncing with your accounts and also categorizing transactions. You have a free 7-day trial, so that's kind of cool. You can actually test out the products or service for 7 days and see if you like it. And you're able to track investments, real estate, loans, and more, in addition to bank accounts. So you can have actually a holistic view of your financial life. And even better, you can add family members to your account for free. So that's kind of cool in terms of functionality. We love that a lot. On the flip side, when you think about Monarch Money, there is no free version. And so there is possibly a steep learning curve and tedious setup. So this could be a little problematic for you, especially if you are trying to set up your whole family right off the bat. And there is no credit monitoring tool within Monarch Money. Okay, but one thing for sure, I want you to think about Monarch Money from a holistic point of view. This is a money management app that lets you create a budget, track your net worth and investments, and also set savings goals and more. Okay. And what we love about Monarch Money is that you are able to actually get things done a lot faster. So who is Monarch Money really best for? Well, we think this app is great for couples or families who want to manage their money together, individuals who want a fully customizable budgeting system, individuals who want a snapshot of all their financial accounts in one place, and also if you are a former Mint user looking for a more robust budgeting solution, this could be also interesting for you, especially from a scalability point of view. So how do you get started with Monarch Money? I mean, first you have to download the app, okay? Download the Monarch Money app from like the Apple App Store or Google Play Store, or you can launch Monarch Money's web version in your browser. You can do things on a mobile phone or like also through the web, okay? You want to create an account, so you want to sign up with an existing an Apple or a Google login or an email address, then follow the introductory prompts to start using the app. And what will happen here is that Monarch was trying to really gather information to really create a profile for you, a financial profile. And what you want to do after that is you want to link your bank accounts. So your Truist, your Citi, your Chase, your Bank of America, your Wells Fargo. You want to link your bank accounts. You want to link also your credit cards, your loans if you have loans, and other financial accounts using Monarch's data providers. So we are speaking about what? When I speak about financial accounts, I'm speaking about investment accounts, brokerage accounts, and so on and so forth. So you want to really give as much info to Monarch Money for them to for the app to construct your true financial profile. And so the more accounts you connect, the easier it will be to budget and track your expenses. And what you want to do after that is you want to categorize your expenses, okay? And you can actually customize categories. So Monarch separates transaction categories into 3 types. They have income, expenses, and transfers. And within these transaction types, you can edit and customize categories and category groups to actually fit your lifestyle. So that's kind of cool, especially if you have if you have a family and you're trying to really separate things from a budgetary point of view, you will love this categorization a lot. For example, if you don't have a car, you might delete the auto category within Monarch, and you want to create goals. So use the goals feature to prioritize savings. And the cool thing is that you are able to assign different accounts to various goals and track transactions into and out of goal accounts. So that's kind of cool because it allows you to really have a clear view about your finances, not only in the short run, but also in the long run, okay? And then you just start budgeting. So Monarch Money will automatically categorize your transactions, but you may need to make some corrections, especially at first, right? Because the app is trying to learn your finances, so you might want to help it at least at the beginning. So what is the selection here? So Quicken versus Empower Money versus Monarch Money. Which one should you go for? Well, first of all, it's really important to understand that you got to ask yourself first, why do you need a budgeting app / personal finance software in the first place? Because the thing is that, first of all, are your cash inflows and cash outflows out of balance? Or do you feel like you are constantly in debt? Do you need some guidance? Do you need some kind of direction? Because you do not want to choose a personal budgeting app just because you want one, because some of them are charging you and some of them don't charge you anything, but those that don't charge you anything, they're not really as robust as those that charge you stuff, okay? And what kind of personal budgeting app are you looking for? Are you looking for one that focuses exclusively on finance, or like on financial management or investment or budgeting or loan repayment or what have you? So you got to really have a clear idea, because when we talk about personal finance, you have a lot of categories within that personal finance sort of umbrella, okay? And so it's important to also ask yourself, are you looking for something that's scalable? In other words, can you actually do you want the personal finance app that allows you to actually also track your business expenses on the side? Not really like a very granular view of your business finances, but at least you want to have something. Because see, when you think about Quicken, for instance, Quicken does have a business section, a business category that's kind of cool. Something that Empower and Monarch Money don't have, right? So you got to really think about those things a lot. So here is a pick: Quicken versus Empower versus Monarch Money. Which one should you go for this year? Our preference goes to Monarch Money. We think Monarch Money actually is more complete because you are able to track all kinds of expenses. You're able to track everything in a single dashboard. So that's kind of cool. So from a holistic point of view, Monarch Money, we believe, is actually more complete. Having said that, Quicken is actually the veteran, actually in this compare and contrast between, because they have been in business since 1983, so that's 40 years. So if you're looking for ease of use, if you're looking for reputation, if you're looking for branding, go for Quicken. Empower is much better when it comes to wealth management. Well, Empower has wants you to have at least $100,000 in minimum balance. So if you don't have that, don't even think about Empower. So the closing arguments are that in today's conversation, I spoke to you about Quicken versus Empower versus Monarch Money. I gave you the comparison, I gave you the selection, I gave you the pick, and now the closing arguments. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.